Let's move on to our next lightning round question. We're going to call this one large and in charge. Now that you're the CEO of
Oh.
Third Door Media, you're the man in charge. How do you think about incorporating different new media formats, let's say podcasts, video,
Yeah.
influencers, into your established media properties?
That's a great question, and one that we are thinking hard about and long about and doing something about. Not sure what exactly yet, although we've got a bunch of experiments in place. Here's the thinking. I'm trying to do this lightning style. Video consumption is on the rise. It's been on the rise for years. I'm guilty. I'm on TikTok all the time. I think it's great. I hope it doesn't get banned. If it does, I'll go to YouTube, whatever. But I like consuming video.
Yep.
I think it's great. I think it's hard to create. It's expensive to create. It's a pain in the ass to create, but it's good. When it's good, it's good. And you know it. Like, it's like, this is good.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, I know.
I am also a huge focus group of one. I love podcasts, and I work out with podcasts, and I go for drives with podcasts. And if I'm not talking to ChatGPT, I'm listening to a podcast, basically. And so I don't think I'm alone. And I think that I don't have a lot of time to read long form articles. I think I'm down to probably reading 1 or 2 long form articles at this point a week, maybe. Like, if someone sends me something, you got to read this. Okay, I'll do it. I might summarize it with ChatGPT, right? I might do it because I'm really, really busy. But short form video gets me, and I like it. And I think if it's done well, I think it's really powerful. Here's the problem. Podcasts too, and you and I have talked about this over the years. Like, you're not going to get a lot of clicks from a TikTok video. It's not going to happen. And we swing into this universe. And I don't know if you've, like, in my world, there's a lot of discussion over, is lead gen dead? What is GTM these days? Blah, 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 blah. Brand. What is brand in today's world? How do you measure it? I don't know. I have no idea how to measure it, but I definitely know it when I see it.
Yeah. There's this huge black box when it comes to, let's call them alternative formats of content.
Sure.
Your videos, your social,
Yep.
obviously podcasts as well. And the attribution is the problem. It's not
Yeah.
that they're not effective formats of
No.
media. It's not that people don't consume them. Obviously, they do.
Yep.
The hard part for the marketers is understanding who's consuming them because they're
right.
off platform, and then trying to drive some sort of trackable, tangible interaction. And there's this, chicken or the egg. Do we build the media to figure out how to evaluate it, or do we try to evaluate the media so we can rationalize building more? And, for established brands like yours, I understand why there's a need to try to diversify into alternative formats, but it also is inherently risky because you have something that is proven ROI and is something that is repeatable, and that you can and have scaled.
The audiences are not portable, is what I would say. Meaning, I can't, just because I launch a martech.org podcast or a search engine land podcast, doesn't mean the audience is going to suddenly be there. So from a commercial standpoint, I can't monetize it right away, right? Because sponsors go, oh, great, there's a search engine land. There's not. But if there was a search engine land podcast, right? There's not. But if there was, well, how many listeners? The first question, body count. How many listeners? How many clicks can I get? Oh, none. I don't know. I don't know. Do you want to be on it or not? You want to talk to Danny on camera or not? I don't know. And I think it's the brand thing that's got a lot of people really frustrated, especially in light of whatever the heck is going on with Google right now, right? Like, SEO is under some kind of weird once in a lifetime shift or something, or maybe not, who knows? But in the meantime, we're all looking around going, the water rushed out and I'm here in my underwear. Like, I don't, like, what do I do? Where do I go? And again, I think about my own media consumption, about I have a 29 and a 27-year-old. I think about their media consumption. I think about the next generation of marketers' consumption. And I'm like, you better make those investments on those platforms now, because you might find yourself truly standing in the mud going, I don't know where everybody went. And so that's really tricky, right? It's really, really tricky. And that's why I get paid the big bucks, man. Right?
You heard it from the man himself. Hey, you own the properties that produce martech.org and Search Engine Land and all sorts of other great properties. And even you're voting for the new media stuff.